Good morning. It's Easter. Gonna deliver some packages. Things are going all right. I hope everybody's doing well. You know, I was thinking, part of there we go. That's better. Like, what motivates people? I think, a backstory is, I went over again yesterday. I mostly have undertime, almost all the time. I was new on a route, and the last loop was kind of deceitful. I thought I just had a loop like any other, but it was pretty thick, so it took like an hour to do. So I went over. Naturally, the next time I won't go over because I know the route. You know what I mean? And they're like, "Oh, you didn't fill out a form," and there's this form that you need to fill out asking for time. And I'm like, man, I should have just filled out a form asking for time, but I don't. Because I'm not really good at petty shit. Plus, I thought I was going to do it under 8 anyways. So, yeah. And I was thinking about it. It's like, I'm not a bravado person, but obviously it's not all like explicit in your mind, but you build like an identity to yourself, and topics of speed, efficiency, and competency is important. Because we all build our identity. I'm not talking just a social identity that's expressed, but personally to you. And that's probably the reason why, people say, "Oh, you need to slow down" or whatever. I get that. But why wouldn't I? It's because I've, you could say it's insecurities, right? You're insecure about things, so you want to prove that you're not what you're insecure about. So you want to prove it in the real world and go out there and be efficient. And that shows that, hey, whatever insecure feelings I have isn't true. Because insecurities, I think it's just a natural human phenomenon, right? So, yeah. I think that's the reason why people will not want to, let themselves get fired or whatever, but they'll be willing to lose their job because you don't want to, you're going to protect whatever you've built of your internal self, and that, I think, is what motivates behavior that you show outward, the social self versus your internal self. Maybe you could separate the identities, one that you've expressed to others that everybody can see, and then your inner one that you know. You know what I mean? I think there is that kind of like internal identity that you're gonna try to maintain. And then, in a world of, unless you're like the powerful person that owns everything, in order to achieve what you want to achieve, you got to play by the rules. That's just the way it is. So, yeah, it's not like I try to get things done to kiss ass to the manager. No, I'm kissing ass to myself. And that's because of my internal self. I mean, if I had the internal identity of like, I want to have a peaceful life and just be at Zen, yeah, maybe topics of efficiency and speed, you know what I mean? I wouldn't care, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it kind of shows like how, I don't know, maybe a reason why I won't fill out a form, what they call the 3996 or something, about putting on paper how you need help. And therefore you don't have to admit something and put it down on paper. You know what I mean? I'd rather fail. Not that I want to fail, obviously, but I'd rather just fail and get in trouble than put crap on paper. You know what I mean? It's kind of the pride. That pride, ego, I guess that's pretty much the same thing, right? Your ego could be construed as yourself. What motivates behavior, of course, probably, if I was rich, if I had a lot of money in the bank, I'd probably still work, but I'd be on the 8-hour list. I've thought about that, just getting on the 8-hour list. Then I don't have to worry about the peace. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Life is life. Jedi mind tricks don't work in the end. You build loyalty through forgiveness. Not being forgiving and being petty doesn't develop loyalty. It really doesn't. So I've come down to thinking about that, and I'm like, yeah, it's true. Loyalty is earned. You gotta earn loyalty. It's true. You know what I mean? So yeah, the rabbit hole. It's hard. I mean, people change, and I've changed a lot. But there are things that are just so much harder to change. And I think that internal self, that kind of like this invisible way that we build this invisible construct in our brain, it's really freaking hard to change. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. The personality. There's something there. It's hard to change. And I think it is possible to change things. Some things are just really a lot harder to change. Like topics. I got back at the office at 4:15 the other day and about to do the piece that was assigned like later in the day, not at the beginning of the day. And the supervisor gave it to somebody. Now this person came up to me and like, "Oh, I did your piece." Good for you. Obviously, it wasn't my piece if it was given to you. And I was thinking, it's like, man, I ended up texting the guy and be like, hey, it's a slippery slope. Don't try getting people to answer up for whatever piece you're given. Just don't do that. Save that until you become a supervisor. Because that's a slippery slope. 4 years of working, helping people, because that's part of the job. I've never gone up to anybody and be like, yeah, man, I did your piece. Yeah, I mean, that kind of freaking got under my skin a little bit. And then I was thinking about, well, why the heck would a supervisor tell a person, oh, yeah, this is Chadwick's piece? What the frick? Use your brain. You know what I mean? So, I mean, use your brain as a supervisor. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all you're going to do. Someone's going to get a piece that they don't want because they got done with their route. And they're being told it's somebody else's. So therefore you get riffraff. You know what I'm saying? Just like be smart. Don't freaking do that. I mean, I'm not trying to say that the person is trying to like split people like that. But, you know, even if you don't intend it, you're splitting. You know what I'm saying? Because you know damn well someone's going to make a wisecrack. And then someone else is going to get offended because, you know what I mean, what you're saying by that. You know what I mean? You're trying to get me to answer to you. I don't want to answer nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? True story. Yeah, like, man, you got to be smart in that. Also, like, yeah, as a supervisor, you have every right to talk to somebody about being over. But don't do it across the floor in front of everybody. You got to freaking clean that up. Because those are little things that get under my skin. Like, I'm a laid back guy, but stuff like that, whew, gets me thinking. You know what I mean? And once I start thinking about crap, it's hard for me to let go. You know what I mean? That shit just drives me nuts. But yeah, I don't think they mean anything by it, but it's like, dude, you know what I mean? Sometimes maybe supervisors, they want to be liked and they feel insecure maybe. So they passive aggressively throw off, I'm assigning something to you and you don't like it, to, okay, I'll just throw Chadwick under the bus and fucking, oh, this is Chadwick's freaking piece. So therefore, naturally, now they're going to think that you're mad at Chadwick for having the piece. So therefore, you're not going to hate them. You know what I mean? People do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to be liked. And so therefore, they'll find sneaky ways to, like, you know what I mean, want to be liked. And not have someone not like them because they're given a piece they don't want. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that that's the truth, but it could be. You know what I mean? You're the boss, you're the boss. Just hand the work out. You know what I mean? Don't be freaking trying to, you know what I'm saying? Just be wise. You know, you don't have to create drama. So, word of the day, I guess. Things I think about too much, I guess. But I hope that you guys will have a good day. And thank you.